Hi, this is Matt Morris, International Marketing Director with World Ventures, and I put this quick training together to welcome you to the team and to show you exactly how to make all your money back in the next 10 days by enrolling your first 6 members. Make sure you have a pen and paper handy to take notes, and you may want to listen to this several times because I'm going to give you my blueprint for building an organization of approximately 100,000 members in less than 4 years for generating tens of millions of dollars in revenues and how we've been able to build the fastest growing team in the company. There's going to be a handful of you who go through this training, apply what I teach you exactly, and it's not only going to allow you to make all your money back in the next 10 days, it can also set you up to be financially free. Now, please realize this right up front. What you get out of this business is exactly what you put into the business. You can read our income disclosure at the bottom of your .biz website, and you'll see the 20/80 rule is in effect here, just like in most places in life. About 23% of our representatives make money, while 77% do not. So there is no guarantees of income. My results are not typical, and your success is totally dependent on your hard work and your ability to follow our system that's been proven to work and not reinventing the wheel. So, first things first, since we are involved in what I believe is the most fun, exciting, sexy industry in the world, it's absolutely imperative that you have fun. The more fun you have with this business, the more people are going to be attracted to you. So live the tagline of World Ventures, which is to make a living living. So step one. And this is what I found to be possibly the #1 characteristic of the top money earners in our company, and that's to be in. So what does being in mean? Well, here's the deal. Realize what you have your hands on. You see, when I got going in World Ventures, I knew with everything in me that this was going to be a multi-billion-dollar company with or without Matt Morris. So just like Amway, Herbalife, Avon, Mary Kay, and all the other billion-dollar companies in our industry that have gone on to produce untold numbers of millionaires, I knew that World Ventures was going to do the exact same thing. See, I knew then, just like I know now, that World Ventures is going to be a household name, and that every single person in my life was going to hear about this company. And because I realized that when I got started, and because I decided to take massive action through following this system I'm giving you right now, I've personally enrolled on average only about 2 to 3 members per month, but over the past 4 years, that's turned into an organization of approximately 100,000 members. Because of making a decision to get serious about this business, our life is totally different now. So I don't have to fight traffic to and from work every day now. I'm a stay-at-home dad. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. I've been able to travel to 20 countries in 3 years, totally paid for with our travel bonus program. Was able to take my mom on the vacation of her dreams to go see Machu Picchu in Peru. We've gotten to see Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, travel across South Africa and climb Table Mountain, did the highest bungee jump in the world, went cage diving with the great white sharks. We've vacationed in Cyprus and the Greek islands, traveled across Germany on the Autobahn, gone on safari in Kenya, been on a tourism trip where we got to create a sustainable freshwater solution for children in an orphanage so they're not constantly plagued with sickness due to the bad water. World Ventures has bought us our dream home, bought us a BMW, a Ferrari, and most importantly for us, we now get to spend all the time we want with our beautiful children. And that leads me into step number 2. Which is develop a why for being part of this business. Have a goal that inspires you to the point where success in this business is not just an option, it's a must. See, for me, that goal was to be able to world school my children, to have the time and money freedom to be able to teach my kids history, not just out of history books, but in the places in the world where the history actually happened. For me, giving that to my children isn't just an option, it's a must. So what I want you to do is create a why that inspires you to take action on making it a reality. Step number 3 is to make a list of the top 20 people in your life that you have the closest relationship with. Now, please note, I did not say make a list of the top 20 people that you think will join World Ventures. After building a team of 100,000 people, trust me when I say that in many cases, those who you think will join the business won't, and those who you think won't join the business will. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to prejudge who's going to get excited about the business. Listen, do not try and play mind reader. Your job is not to convince anyone to join World Ventures. I'm going to repeat that. Your job is not to convince anyone to join World Ventures. Your job is to simply do this. Show people what what you're doing and have them understand it, and that's it. Here's the rule, and if you follow this rule, it's going to set you up for huge success. Professionals sort, amateurs sell. See, I believe there are two people in life. There's chickens and eagles. Chickens are going to keep being chickens no matter what you say or do. They're going to spend the rest of their life complaining about their jobs, complaining about not having enough money, complaining about traffic. And at the end of their life will be, like most, unfulfilled. Then you have the eagles. See, the eagles are not content with staying in the rut. The eagles are not content with living the status quo. The eagles are committed to having more fun, freedom, and fulfillment in their life. And here's the deal. The eagles will actually do something about it. To reach the top rank in World Ventures, which on average is well over $500,000 a year in income, here's what you'll need to do. And the faster you do it, the faster you're going to achieve it. And this is profound, so be sure and write this down. Here's what you want to do. Sort through the chickens to find the eagles. All right, step 4 is the invite. Here's a few rules. First, the less you say on the invite, the more you make. If you try and explain it over the phone, they will almost never join because they're going to prejudge the opportunity before they've seen the presentation. So an invitation over the phone should take more than about 45 seconds max. And even if you're an amazing salesperson and you can do the best explanation in the world over the phone, they're probably not going to join because they're going to think they have to do the exact same thing. See, our system works because we've got a system that allows you to simply guide people to the information and let the information do the selling for you. 95% of the people in the world do not like to sell. So if you're personally trying to convince your own prospects, you are not going to be successful. My rule is this: I don't tell them anything about the business until they can see the entire presentation. Next, if you email people the link to the presentation, if you Facebook message the presentation, or if you post it to your Facebook wall, they will not join. So trust me, just do not do that. People have to know that this is a serious business and that you're all in on it. Emailing or posting a link to the presentation does not at all signify that this is serious. So next, if you give people the link over the phone to watch on their own, or if you just hand them a DVD to watch on their own, you have a small percentage chance of enrolling them. So to set yourself up for success, you want to set an appointment either in person or over the phone for them to see the presentation with you. So what would you say if you're calling someone? Well, let me give you what works for me. I might call up my friend and say, "Hey, Sarah, it's Matt. Real quick, I'm about to pop into a meeting, but when can I borrow 20 minutes of your time in the next couple days? I've got a project I'm working on, really need to run the idea past you." Now, if she asks what it is, I'm going to say the exact same thing every time. So I want you to remember this phrase: "Sarah, I wish I could explain it, but it'd be like trying to give a haircut over the phone. It's impossible." I might also say something like, "It's 90% visual, but it won't take more than 20 minutes. When can I buy you a cup of coffee in the next day or two?" Another strategy that works well is simply sending a text message. If that's the way you regularly communicate with your friends, send a text. Say something like, "Hey Sarah, coffee this week?" ? Or if I'm wanting to show someone right now, I might say, "Hey Sarah, what are you up to right now?" So you book the appointment, you go see them right away, and you simply show them the video. Now, if they live outside your local area, you can do one of two things. You can send them a text with, "When can you be in front of a computer?" Or you can give them a call and say, "Hey Sarah, when can you be in front of your computer?" When she gives you a time, you're going to call her back at that time, and then you're going to give her the website. Again, we want to set an appointment and not simply give her the website link to watch on her own, because we know what happens the majority of the time when we just give out the link. They never get around to watching it. So you'll set an appointment, call them back, and then give them the website link while you're over the phone. Now, if you're inviting to a live presentation, I'd recommend you use the 4-step invite. Now, the 4 steps works like this. Step 1 is be in a hurry. Step 2 is clear the date. Step 3, got something to show you. And step 4 is confirming. So it might sound something like this: "Hey Sarah, it's Matt. I'm in a rush right now, so I don't have a lot of time to talk, but what do you have going on tonight at 7? Now, if she's busy, you're going to end the call and let her know you'll try her another time. Say, "Hey, no worries. I'll call you sometime soon." See, we play to win, and if we can't win, we don't play. The worst mistake you can make is to keep asking for a different time because it makes you sound desperate. Now, if Sarah's free, you're going to move on to step 3. Awesome. Listen, I've got an important business idea I'm working on, and it would mean a lot to me to have you see it. It'll take about 90 minutes. How about I pick you up at 6:30? Or you could just have them meet you at the event location. Now, again, we know they're going to ask you what it is. So what I want you to do is remember the phrase that I shared earlier. Sarah, I wish I could explain it to you, but it'd be like trying to give a haircut over the phone. It's impossible. And you can say something like this. Listen, don't worry. I'm not asking you to buy anything. Leave your checkbook at home. It's just really important for me to have you see what I'm working on. Can you be there at 7? Now, if they keep pressing you for what it is, you can fall back on the fact that when you first called, you said, hey, I'm in a rush. I'm in a hurry. I don't have a lot of time to talk. Or you could say something like this. Sarah, listen, I've known you a long time. Do I have enough credibility with you to get 90 minutes of your time? And if the answer to that is anything but yes, my recommendation is that you delete them from your phone. The key with the invite is having a sense of urgency and excitement and realizing your job is not to convince them to join, it's to simply have them see what you're doing. Now, if you want to get your first 6 enrollments in the next 10 days, you want to get through the 20 people on your names list as fast as possible. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is what to say before they see the presentation. And I've got the 5 steps here. Step 1 is sharing your why. Step 2, it's a big deal. You're all in on it. Step 3, you think they'll see the vision of this and be excited, but it doesn't matter either way. And then step 4 is I wanted to give you the opportunity to see it. Step 5 is to edify the speaker on the video. So it might look something like this. Hey, Sarah, listen, appreciate you sitting down with me. As you know, I've done okay financially over the last few years, but I'm working 50, 60 hours a week, stressed out, burned out, and just realized that if I keep working the kind of hours that I'm working right now, I'm going to miss my little girls growing up. So listen, I've come across a business idea. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm all in on it. I'm going to show you a quick video, and I think you're going to catch the vision of this, and I think you're going to be super excited just like me. But listen, it doesn't matter to me either way. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to see it. Now, if you're showing a video of, say, David Townsend, you might say, and who I'm about to show you is a young guy. He got started with this concept in college, and because of this idea, he's completely financially free in his 20s. He's built an international business. He speaks to audiences all over the world. Take a look. Now, if you're showing the video of me doing the presentation, and especially if you're part of my team, you can say that the person on the video that I'm about to show you is a good friend of yours, lives out of Dallas, Texas. You're working with him directly, that he's a #1 best-selling author, self-made millionaire in his 20s, and he's been featured on radio and television all over the world as a successful entrepreneur. So you show him the video. After the video is over, very simple here, we're going to say something like this. Pretty amazing, isn't it? What'd you like best? When they tell you what they like, you're going to say, awesome. Do you have any questions, or you're ready to get started? I'll say that again because, listen, the #1 reason why people don't join World Ventures is because they're not asked. So you have to ask them. And so just remember this phrase. Do you have any questions, or you're ready to get started? It's an either or option. The most important part about what you do after the video is #1, be excited, and #2, ask them if they're ready to get started. You want to assume that everyone who sees this is going to be excited like you and be ready to enroll. Now, obviously, not everyone will, but the more excited you are and the more you naturally assume that other people are going to be excited, the more they actually will be excited. Now, if their response is anything other than yes, sign me up, you're going to want to introduce them to someone in your upline by a 3-way call. So if your prospect has a question about anything, rather than you answering it, you can show our support system in place by saying, you know what, Sarah, that's a great question. Hold on a second. I want to introduce you to my business partner, John, and then you'll simply dial up John. So having a third-party expert talk to your friend is definitely going to increase your enrollment ratio. In fact, on any of the above options, I recommend, if at all possible, bring someone in your upline with you to meet with you and your friend, so your friend is going to see that the business is bigger than just you, and they're going to see the support system in place. Now, the relationship that you have between you and your friend is one of trust, but not necessarily of credibility. So you may not have any background as an expert in business, or certainly not in network marketing. So the relationship that you will create between your friend and your upline is one of credibility. Now notice I said you will create this. If you don't establish that relationship of credibility, your friend has no reason to listen to them. And listen, I've done thousands of two-on-one meetings and three-way calls with members on my team over the years, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the better job you do of edification, the higher your enrollment ratio is going to be. So when you're all sitting down together, or maybe if you're introducing your friend to your upline over the phone, you're going to introduce your upline, who will say John, by saying you feel very blessed to be able to work with John because he's an extremely successful entrepreneur. He's helping a lot of other people achieve success, and he's one of the top leaders in the area with this concept. So you're going to edify John. And then you're also going to edify Sarah. And you're going to let John know that you and Sarah are good friends. Say something nice about Sarah. And then you put a piece of tape on your mouth and shut up. Let John do the talking. Anytime you interrupt John or answer a question that John can answer, you de-edify John and you essentially take away his expert status. Now, there's obviously no guarantee, but based on the results of the people I've worked with over the last 4 years, when you follow this system, showing your top 20 list over the next 10 days, which is only 2 a day, you should be able to enroll your 6, which will earn you approximately $570, making all your money back, waiving your monthly fees, and putting about $200 in your pocket. Now, if you want to go full time and get financially free, if you're super aggressive, just add a 0. Go show 200 as fast as you possibly can. And that, my friends, is the formula for skyrocketing your success and income in World Ventures. So keep in mind, this is a fun business and a simple business. If you stay focused on having a ton of fun and not trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to do it your own way, then you can have a lot of success here. Now, the sole purpose of me putting this video together is because I want you to win. If you're serious about winning, please do not gloss over what I'm about to say next. What I believe will be the single greatest factor for your long-term success in World Ventures is attending our training events. In the network marketing industry, we have the absolute best training events in the world. No other company comes anywhere close. Now, it's been statistically proven that the representatives who attend our trainings earn 5 times more than those who don't. So what that means is that if you don't attend our trainings, you're going to earn 5 times less than those who do attend. Now, we have 2 types of events. We've got regional training events, and then we also have major national events. And this may be different depending on what country you're in, but as an example, if you're in the US, we do regional training events just about every month on a Saturday, and it is critical to get you to the next one. Just trust me when I say you want to get booked right now. Do not hesitate. Book your ticket immediately. These events are done by the top income earners who are going to show you exactly how they got to a full-time income with this business. To book these events, go to www.worldventures.biz, click on events, and you'll see the full listing. Now, once a quarter or 4 times a year, we do major national events with thousands and thousands of people attending. This is reserved for only the top 10 to 20 income earners who are going to be on stage, and you're going to get to learn advanced strategies for getting to a multiple 6-figure to 7-figure per year income. We're going to show you exactly how we did it. So in January, in the US, we have our momentum training. In Europe, we might do that in February. In Asia, we might do it in March. In April, we have our United International Convention. This is our biggest event of the year. This is where we have thousands of people who come in from 20 plus countries around the world converge on this one event. Trust me, you want to get booked to United International Convention. In July, we have our Millionaire Boot Camp. Depending on your country, it may be in June or August. And then in October or November, we have the View from the Edge, which is our biggest belief building event of the year. Now, each and every one of these events is going to have you ready to run through a brick wall to build the business. These events are where you experience the major breakthroughs. Virtually every top earner in World Ventures can attribute their success to an experience they had or something major that they learned at one of these events. Now, for me, it was the International Convention. It actually scares me to think of what my life might be like if I hadn't gone to that event, because it was at that event where I had not enrolled my first person yet. I got my mind wired right to be able to go out and crush this. So there's obviously a cost to go to these major events above and beyond what it costs to go to one of the regional trainings, but the cost I can promise you is so insignificant compared to what you're going to receive when you go. I give my own personal money back guarantee to each of these events, and out of tens of thousands of people that I've made that offer to, not one single person has ever asked me for the money back. There have been so many times, in fact, that I've pushed someone to go that they didn't really have the time or the money to go, or they had a lot of uncertainty about going, but they went anyway because they trusted in me. And at the end of the event, they thank me so much for pushing them to make it happen. Some literally with tears in their eyes hugging me because they were so grateful. Now, because each of these events only happen once a year, the people who go are a full year ahead of the people who don't go. So what that means is that if you don't go, you're a full year behind those who do go. So my short formula for building a team of 100,000 members in less than 4 years has been simply going to and promoting these events. To give you an idea of the kind of excitement and the feeling you're going to have when you attend our next event, take a look at this quick video of our last view from the edge.
All right, day one of the view complete. 4,000 of us rocking.
Absolutely thank me for encouraging you to go to these events. So take a leap of faith, trust me on this, and get yourself booked for the next training and make absolutely sure you attend our next major event. So that concludes our Fast Start training. The system I've just outlined step by step for you is the exact same system that's allowed me and many other leaders in our team to create our dream lifestyle. This system has proven to create 6- and 7-figure income earners and to build teams of tens of thousands of people spanning over 20 countries around the world. My advice is to listen to this training over and over until you know it like the back of your hand. Repetition is the mother of all skill. So if you want to master the art of becoming a leader in World Ventures, you want to master the very simple strategies needed to get there. So as I record this, our team alone in World Ventures is enrolling over 2,000 new members every single week. Not too long from now, that number, I believe, will be 20,000 a week. Mark my words, we will be a household name. World Ventures will be a billion-dollar company. Everyone in your life, your friends, your family members, your coworkers, they're all going to hear about World Ventures. In fact, there is someone, if not multiple people in your life right now who you know on a first-name basis that will be joining World Ventures. Your friend is going to join someone's team. Now, if you don't call them first, it'll be someone else's team. If you call and show them first, it'll be your team. So listen, it is a foot race right now to go out and capture market share. So here's my advice. Work from 9 to 5 at your job to make your living, but work from 5 to 10 to make your fortune. This company can allow you to have more fun than you've ever had, give you more freedom than you've ever had, and help you create a life of total fulfillment. So here's your marching orders. Simply show this business to 20 people in the next 10 days. That's just 2 a day, and get your 6, because listen, if you don't, please realize someone else is going to be showing the people that you know. And I'll leave you with my favorite quote. I've read this hundreds of times over the years, and it inspires me every time I read it. Far better is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight of mediocrity that knows neither victory nor defeat. I look forward to meeting you in person very soon at one of our future events. God bless.